Hello. We are so excited. People are here. I know that some more are joining, and then there are some who said that they aren't able to join, but they do want the recording. So we went ahead and recorded. And we are going to jump in because Tracy and Alyssa and I have talked about how we want these to be short, very informational, but not take up tons of time from everybody so that we can do them more often and really like give you bursts of information. So I am going to share my screen real quick. Hopefully, is that sharing with everybody?
No,
No?
it's there, but it's gray.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Yay. Okay. So I am going to start out. We are talking about glutathione, which is our master antioxidant today. My name is Kaki Cooper. I'm a certified holistic health practitioner, traditional naturopath, registered nurse, and a certified nutritional consultant. I'm also a mama of two amazing kids, one with Marfan syndrome, one with Down syndrome, but they are more than that. They are just so lovely to be around and the favorite part of my life. I'd also like Alyssa to introduce herself next, and then Tracy.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Hodgen. I have a Bachelor of Science in Molecular Biology. I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and a certified dietary supplement specialist. I have three kids. One of them also has Down syndrome. And I'm just super passionate about holistic health and natural health. So I'm excited to help empower you guys today.
Amazing. And I'm Tracy Warren, and I'm a senior director, and I have four amazing children. I have five fabulous grandchildren, and I'm excited to be here and the opportunity to have Kaki and Alyssa together. It's really hard. Their schedules are busy, if you can imagine, and they're helping a lot of people. So I'm really grateful that they're here and they're sharing with all of us.
Thank you, Tracy.
Mhm.
Okay, let me kind of figure out where to put our little bodies here. Okay. Our goal for all of this, we want to educate you, and this is how I run my practice, and I believe this is how Alyssa runs hers. I want to educate people, I want to equip them, and I want to empower them to a point where they don't really need to come back and see me anymore. I want them to feel secure and confident in the knowledge that I'm giving them, and then they can branch out and start to take care of themselves and their loved ones as well. We do want to state that we do not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. This is for educational purposes.
So tonight we're going to be talking about glutathione. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay.
That's me, and that's my technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get it. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a better way to show it, and then I messed it up.
No worries. All right. So glutathione is our master antioxidant. It is made by our liver, and it plays a really important role in how our cells detox from like waste and toxins. It's really important for immune function, and it also helps to reduce oxidative stress. So glutathione is made up of three amino acids. You can think of those as kind of like single Legos that get put together in different orders to create what's called a peptide and then eventually a protein like glutathione. And so it's made of three amino acids called glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. And these are made by the body itself. That's called endogenous production. And so this plays a really, really central role in redox homeostasis or reduction in oxidation, which is kind of our cellular energy pathway and things like that. So very, very important. For the Down syndrome community, please note that through these slides, why it's recommended in our lymphatic detox. So if you are watching this and you have a child with Down syndrome, and you have spent any time in our Down syndrome optimal health strategies group or the Restoring Hope group, we talk about the lymphatic detox a lot. And so these slides even if we're not necessarily mentioning Down syndrome specifically, all can underscore the importance of glutathione and why it's part of that, and why also we suggest it after using Tylenol or general anesthesia.
We are going to talk about some functions. First, I'd like to start with the antioxidant defense of glutathione. So it neutralizes reactive oxygen species, ROS, and free radicals. It regenerates other antioxidants, which is great because it kind of like, you know, the other antioxidants will piggyback on top of it, which is wonderful. It reduces oxidative stress for any of you T21 people out there, MTHFR mutation people out there. We know oxidative stress, okay? That is linked to aging and chronic diseases. One of the reasons that our children age more quickly is because of the oxidative stress. And what glutathione does is it reduces that. Detox and liver function. There's phase 2 liver detox. It unites, meaning glutathione unites with toxins, heavy metals, and xenobiotics. It's making them water soluble. And that means that we're able to excrete them through our bile and through our urine. It also helps to detox drugs. When I say that, I don't want you to think that like your prescription medications are not going to work properly, okay? We are meaning like, for example, Tylenol is going to deplete your glutathione. And what this does is it helps us when you get boosted with glutathione, it's going to help detox the effects of the Tylenol that has had negative effects on your body, okay? It's going to boost your glutathione back up again. It also helps detox from alcohol and environmental pollutants, which we have like crazy all around us now.
Yes. So it also plays a really important role in immune function, mitochondrial health, and neurological health. And I just want to highlight really quickly, one of the reasons is because glutathione, because it plays a role in our detox capacity, everything in our body is connected. And so I just want you to see, wow, all of these different things that it connects to is because they're all interconnected and interdependent. And so when detox capacity is limited, the liver's function is limited, then everything else cascades over and that gets impacted for better or for worse, depending on our glutathione status. So in relation to the immune system, it optimizes our T cell function, which are very specific immune molecules that are, helpful at protecting against infections. It enhances natural killer cell activity, which also helps fight infections. And the C word, cancer. It also reduces chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is associated with a wide range of autoimmune disorders. And I think I can speak for Khaki too when I say we mean it when we say we're not interested in diagnosing disease. We really are interested in understanding the function of the body. And so if you come to us with diagnoses, that's great, but we're really worried more about the root cause and understanding that. The mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, the energy producer. And so you can understand why if our mitochondria are not working well, every cell in the body will be impacted. And so all of the energy needed to do any bodily process, whether it's digestion or hormone production or brain health, everything is negatively impacted when we don't have healthy mitochondria. And glutathione prevents mitochondrial DNA damage caused by oxidative stress, which in turn supports that energy production, prevents programmed cell death like prematurely or because that DNA didn't get damaged and flagged to begin with. And so what that's doing is it's really boosting our energy production capacity by keeping that mitochondria and those cells really healthy. And then neurologically, glutathione helps protect our neurons from oxidative stress as well, which helps in conditions preventing and things like that, neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis. It's involved in the detox of excitotoxic neurotransmitters like glutamate. And when we're talking about glutathione, it's important to understand why it might be even more important for people that have certain SNPs or single nucleotide polymorphisms, like MTHFR gene mutations. And there's several other guys. MTHFR has kind of been really popular for a long time now. And it's one I think even more people are familiar with than for sure used to be. But there's others. There's MTR, MTRR, COMT, or COMT. There's a variety of gene mutations or SNPs that influence your ability to methylate and detox properly. So MTHFR mutations and others can reduce the body's ability to convert folate into the active form of methylfolate, which is necessary for methylation. That methylfolate becomes a methyl donor. And that's just, it's kind of like, again, like a little Lego piece getting switched around from one little, built group of Legos to another. That methyl donor is really, really important. And so it's required for the production of glutathione. Methylation is required for the production of glutathione. And so if we have MTHFR mutations and impaired methylation, we're also going to have impaired glutathione production. And we've seen why that matters. So decreased glutathione levels also reduce the body's ability to detox heavy metals and chemicals and free radicals and provide all the benefits that we just talked about.
Some other SNPs mutations would be like GST, the glutathione S transferase mutation, the GSTT1, GSTM1, GSTP1. These all affect the body's ability to use glutathione for detoxification. So you're starting to see a pattern here. GSS, which is glutathione synthetase, that mutation can impair the body's ability to synthesize glutathione. So somebody with this mutation is obviously going to need additional support to maintain their levels. NRF2 gene mutations affect the body's ability to reproduce antioxidant enzymes, including those that regulate glutathione. Therefore, they require additional support. SOD2, we know a lot about SOD when it comes to Down syndrome, right? There are 3 different SODs. This SOD2 influences the body's antioxidant defense system and it increases oxidative stress. So what we're wanting to get across to you at this point is that there are many ways that our bodies are depleted in glutathione. And so once you start to see this, you start to see patterns. And Alyssa and I see this in our practice all the time. I see this with genetic testing all the time of all of these SNPs, of all of these mutations, and glutathione pops up again and again and again. And that's why I got to the point and I said, you know what, Alyssa, we need to educate on glutathione. And she said, I've been feeling the same thing. And I thought, okay, let's do this. And so that's why we are here. And we're giving you just little bitty snips, of what's going on in a body that lacks glutathione. So I want to go into oral absorption, because what do we recommend? We recommend taking a pill and having oral absorption, but bioavailability when taken orally, it's definitely debated. So let's talk about why. Number 1, you have GI tract breakdown. So breakdowns into the amino acid form, like Alyssa was talking about earlier, you've got to break that down to those forms before absorption can occur. So do you have proper breakdown? Do you have proper HCl in your gut? Or is it very alkaline? Is it not able to break these things down? Okay. Number 2, leaky gut. Goodness. How many people have leaky gut? I would say most Americans do. So there is going to be a lower absorption rate to intestinal inflammation and damage to the transporters. Oxidative stress demands increased need for glutathione at this point because of leaky gut. Then you've got compromised liver. Alyssa and I fully agree on this, that root of all illness is the liver. I throw in parasites as well, but liver. We've got the root right there. So most people, if you have health issues, you have a compromised liver. So there is reduced glutathione recycling when you have compromised liver.
Yeah. And I just want to tack on to that oral piece that there's also the compliance issue or the ability for the person to actually take it orally, which can be an issue with our loved ones with Down syndrome or other issues going on. It can be hard sometimes to actually get them to take even a powder form of supplements can be tricky. And so that's just another layer there.
Thank you.
And so again, these precursors that kind of provide the building blocks for our body to put glutathione together include NAC or N-acetylcysteine. This one really became popular, I think, kind of during the COVID era. People talked a lot about it precisely because of its ability to help build glutathione, as well as reducing inflammation. And it has some of its benefits of its own, but it's an important precursor to glutathione. Alpha lipoic acid, our Down syndrome community might recognize that one as an ingredient in the lymphatic detox, but it's also a precursor to glutathione production. Whey protein, it's a great source of amino acids. And so that can contribute to glutathione production, and also sulfur-rich foods. So those amino acids are little single Lego pieces that go into building glutathione. Several of those do contain sulfur in the molecule itself of that amino acid.
And I like to jump in because when I think the Down syndrome community hears sulfur, they get scared.
Yeah.
And I don't want you all to get scared, okay? Cruciferous vegetables are sulfur-rich foods, okay? We need cruciferous vegetables to pull out toxins. We need them to, they are amazing for the thyroid if they're cooked. So I always suggest to clients, cook cruciferous vegetables or at least blanch them. So I don't want people to get scared when they see sulfur-rich foods. That can be like a scary thing, I think, was put on people. I remember at one point, people kind of putting fear on me about sulfur-rich foods. And I looked into it and I was like, wait, hold on. we need those.
And the reason is because in Down syndrome, when they look at amino acid levels in people with Down syndrome, cysteine is higher.
Yes.
Cysteine is a sulfur-containing amino acid that's a precursor to glutathione. But guess what also is true? People with Down syndrome they actually have lower glutathione levels. So if we look at it from the big picture perspective, we see, well, cysteine is higher, but glutathione's low. We can obviously cysteine's not getting used properly. There's something wrong in those metabolic pathways that are preventing it from getting turned into glutathione as it should be.
Yes, thank you for that. Yep, agreed. So we're going to talk about leaky gut absorption rate continued. I want to show you.
No, I don't want to share.
Someone might need to be muted. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we've got leaky gut absorption rate.
Now I can't figure out how to.
You can't figure out how to mute?
I think it's Susanna.
Okay.
Sorry.
If you're able, it's okay. Kaki will be able to help you from her screen. So that's why I wasn't trying to call you out.
Hi, Susanna.
Hi, I'm sorry. I don't know how to get out of here.
No, don't get out. Kaki's gonna help you mute.
Yeah, you don't need to leave. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Because I'm not technically savvy either. So give me just one moment because we don't want you to leave.
No, please don't leave. It's just the 3 dots over her name.
Yeah, I can't find it because I'm in this little screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep. I think she left.
Oh, she did. Oh,
Darn it.
We'll send her the video.
okay. Yeah, we will. It'll be okay. Okay, is that showing up for all of you?
It's white for right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like totally white, like nothing.
How weird. See, that's where I'm not technically savvy. I'm telling you what.
That's
Yay,
okay.
Susanna's back. Okay, good. Hi, Susanna. So glad you're back.
Here, before I get out. Is she muted or do I need to mute?
Nope. Unmuted now, but she was muted.
There we go.
Yep,
Okay.
muted. There we go.
Okay, yay. Okay. All right, we're going to try and do this, kids. Okay.
It's never boring with us. We'll tell you that.
No,
Sure. I tell you,
just real people.
it's
Yeah.
our lives, right? It is. We are. We're all real people. So that just shows you. Okay. So I want to show you leaky gut absorption rate for people who have it. When you take oral glutathione, you are getting about 15% absorption. So 85 right here is not being absorbed. This is oral intake. Then we're going to go to a healthy gut. Okay. So someone has fixed their leaky gut situation and they're taking their glutathione and they're super excited about this. Their absorption rate is only 30%. This is the max that I could find. Okay. Literally the max with a healthy gut. Tracy is going to start kind of talking to us about some things right now. So she's going to talk to us about X39 and glutathione. Both of these do boost your glutathione. And so I kind of want to hand it over to her at this point.
Awesome. Okay, so what happens is LifeWave has been spending a lot of effort, time, money, years investing into the health of all of us around the globe. And all it is we wear a patch. And this is the patch that I'm wearing today. This is the X39 patch. Tomorrow I will be wearing the glutathione patch. And what happens is X39, this patch, we can explain a little more, or whoever invited you on here can explain a little bit more in more detail about what these actually do. But they are non-trans dermal. Nothing goes into your body. And we use phototherapy to assist us, which I will just explain that the X39, just for the sake of time, the X39 increases your glutathione by 30%. So both Kaki and Alyssa, I remember when they learned this, they were like, whoa, wait a minute. So both of them have, gone into detail with all the clinical studies and the patents, and before they could recommend this to their family and their friends. Now, we don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I just started wearing it and I got results. But the glutathione is increased, like I said, with X39 by 30%. Now, the glutathione patch, which is this one right here, it's the same thing, looks the same. And again, I'm going to wear that. That glutathione patch increases the glutathione in your body by 300 to 400% within 24 hours of wearing it. That's incredible. And your body is just doing the work. You do not need to process it because it's non-transdermal, right? Nothing's going into your body like those pills. So you do not need to process it through your kidneys, through your liver, which if it's struggling already, isn't really going to process it in the first place very well at all. So you don't have to process it at all. You're getting 300 to 400%. So there is a recommendation by the company, right from, the inventor, David Schmidt himself, to start wearing the X39 first. That's first and foremost, so that your body can start actually doing some detox, then add the glutathione about a month later, so that you don't have like a frantic, detox. And it's the most incredible thing. So we can go to the next slide. All right, Kaki, take it away.
All right. So we are going to talk about just some suggestions that we want to discuss. So it reducing toxic exposure in general is always going to be helpful for you because it's not going to put as much strain on the body. Supporting your methylation, this would be proper B vitamins, especially like B9, B12. Increase your glutathione, like we're talking about, consuming vitamin C rich foods. And then also selenium, magnesium, and zinc are great kind of precursors in a sense to help the glutathione as well. I'm going to hop over here. Hydration and electrolytes are huge. Why? Because you're flushing out toxins. Okay. How are you going to flush them out? You need hydration.
Literally.
Yes, literally.
Sorry.
So, not that, but I like to bring up that I'm going to kind of pop this up and see if if my body can pop up. Okay, here we go. In your methylation cycle, which is absolutely crazy. When I was thinking methylation, but actually think of like, I don't know, go back to anatomy, chemistry, all of that. When you have your channels, your channel blocks, or say sodium, potassium channel, okay, they need to be open so that things can go in and out and pass in and out of them, right? Like this. When you have a lot of toxins and they're stuck in here, say heavy metals or something, and you're coming along, you can't get stuff into that. And so then you can't get the toxins out of the cells, all right? So we do need electrolytes so that we can come in and we can support those cells, and then they can open up, and then the toxins can come out, the good can go in, the bad can come out, the good can go in, the bad can come out. That's what we need. And if you're not pooping regularly, if you're not urinating regularly, if you're not sweating, if you're not doing these things, we need to work on that. Definitely come and see Alyssa and myself, and we will help you get to that point. But hydration and electrolytes are a basic bottom line place to start, okay? Next, I'm going to hop to Tylenol real quick. So Tylenol depletes your glutathione between 50 and 90%. I had always heard 90 or more. But when I was doing my research for this, I was like, okay, let's be realistic. You know, there's some that says 50%. So we're going to include it. Still, if it depletes it by 50% and you already struggle getting to a full 100%, what does that really say about where you are and where you're sitting with glutathione? How are you flushing out toxins? How are you getting heavy metals out? How is your brain functioning properly? How are you methylating? So Tylenol, yes, it definitely, that's one dose of Tylenol, okay? Depletes it that much. So sometimes you have to, and I will never shame anybody for taking some Tylenol, okay? But let's support your body if you're going to do it. And then I put this don't guess test because Alyssa and I definitely believe in this. If you are worried about mutations, if you are worried about SNPs, if you're worried about things like that, just come to us. We do so many testings. We can definitely help you. And that way, you know, you won't have to guess. But I will say the majority of people that I do test are depleted in glutathione. I don't know many that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So Alyssa, take it away.
Yeah, so these results are exactly why we suggest the patching with LifeWave X39 and glutathione patches instead of oral consumption of glutathione as like the ideal scenario. I mean, the benefits speak for themselves. The mechanism of action speaks for itself. And I just love having the confidence of knowing that man, the patches, they're so easy to wear, they're easy to put on, like children, special needs. Of course, some people have sensory issues, and we can help you with that too, as far as like there's so many ways we can get creative with getting them effective on the person. If they don't like them on their skin, we can work with that. And I just love, both as a mom and as a user of them myself, and also a practitioner, being able to recommend something like this that has the powerful benefits of like the scientific side, but also the ease of use. I think is just an amazing thing.
All right, so how to start. So you might be wondering how to start patching. What is this patching? So you're going to get back with the person who invited you on here. And if it was me, then you're going to message me and we're going to connect. And if it's Kaki or Alyssa or anyone, if Marla invited you, Shalan invited you, whoever, then we're going to start patching. And it's consistency. So I think both Kaki and Alyssa would agree that consistency, it's not a 3-day thing. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and my own testimony, which I won't share right now, I could share a different time, has been remarkable. I definitely need glutathione. I definitely need it. And, you know, after listening again today with Kaki and Alyssa, now I forget it. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. I'm going to put one on. but get back with the person who invited you. And like I said earlier, you start with the X39 for 1 month, and then you add the glutathione. Sorry about the background noise. Yep. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want, like, if you were like me, then you're going to want to start right away. If you live close to someone, great, go borrow some before your order comes, but get your order in. And the other thing is, it's pretty fast shipping. We're in 70 countries around the world. And you might be asking, why don't I know about it?
I think
I know, because
we're in over 80 now.
yeah, yeah. And so the thing, yeah, it's just growing like crazy, and it's all literally by word of mouth. So I didn't know about it. Taki didn't know about it. Alyssa. So I learned about it from my friend Sherry. Then I told Kaki, who told Alyssa, you know, like, so we're just sharing it. And the beautiful part of it is I love that Kaki and Alyssa are adding this into their practices, and the results that they're seeing for their clients and patients are incredible. Testimonies like crazy, but literally it's about filling a form out, and we can put the order in for you. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, but I really don't know anyone that's used it because it works, you know. So that's the safety of it, though. If you want to try it, great. Just do it. It's the most incredible thing. And as you can hear today, and if you want to re-listen, we may do a replay and invite some friends on, but we all need the glutathione for sure.
So now we are going to do some Q&A, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. And thank you all. We are going to stay on, but I am going to stop the video, and that way
The recording.
we can be a little, or the recording, we can be a little bit, you know, more cozy about our questions.
I did see